Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I've made very minimal progress on this thing since the last video. I do have the engine mounted. I have the headers. I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing on the chassis to give it a little life. The hood, here it is, that I had sprayed and the paint came off. It's red again, so I've got a brush on a coat of the floor polish. I've got to match the chrome on the hood. The chrome lines are very, very hard to see, so I'll just have to kind of guess at it. But anyway, I've got to match like the ones I've got here. So yeah, not much done. I do have the tires mounted and the rims look great. I black washed them. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? So shadowed. So yeah, I brushed another coat of Future on the top because I'd sanded through the last, or I buffed through the last coat of it. So I'm almost done with this thing. I had to get the interior in it as well. Got the seats. Got the seats in it. Now you can't see it very well, but anyway, got the seats and all in it. So I'm going to cut the video, finish it up. So all I've got to do, I've got to glue on the headlights. So they're right there in front of it. Got to glue those on. I have to weather it up a little bit, not much. Mount the tires, finish the hood, mount the body on it. That's about it. Oh, and the decals. So I've got several. So it comes with let me grab the decals. Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, so it comes with all these decals, which is pretty cool because they're giving you, they wouldn't all match my red, but it gives you a bunch of different ones to choose from. So I'll get the decals on it, see how that goes. Can't use spick and span because that's red on red. I don't know which ones I'll use. I don't know if the green would look good. Maybe the Sargis Speed Source Clean Machine may look decent. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so when I come back, hopefully I'll have the decals, all this mounted, the hood finished, and it looking like a completed kit, and we'll show it off, and well, we'll see what it looks like. Stand by. All right, so I got my paint, got my pinstripe, I always say pinstripes, my chrome strip on my hood. So let that get dry. The body is, for the most part, done. I'm still going to put another coat of Future on it whenever I get it together. But for the chassis here, which I have, it's all ready to go on, I want to weather it up a little bit. I may dry brush. I like to use, I have some grout powder, and I might dust a little on there, but I've got some I mixed up some rust colored, real thin, kind of a wash before, and I've also got rust color paint. So I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod and do some weathering. Stand by. Yeah, so I've got this, I made it up. It lasts forever. It doesn't take much, but I've had some rust color. Shake it up good. Had rust color paint, and I just used mineral spirits. I think it was mineral spirits to cut it, or it may have been reducer. I am no expert at this, but what I do generally is just take a brush, something that kind of bristles aren't too small, but just dip it in. Because it's a wash, it's just going to kind of soak in anyway. So just go in around your edges and whatnot. Just get it, get it looking like it's got some underlying rust and things. Just wherever you want to put it. It's kind of like Bob Ross, just put it anywhere. Around on your axle, and this stuff is, because it's a wash, once it dries, it's not too terribly dark or not too definite. And I'll take probably a dry brush a little bit as well. Just take this around some places. You don't want this thing's not new. It's an old drag car. It's going to have had an oil leak and stuff before, so these leaf springs would definitely be rusted up. So get some in there. And most of the time these cars stay in the case anyway, so it's not like we're taking them out and saying, hey man, check out the chassis on this thing. Most of the time the people are looking at the paint and the body and the obvious things. These are things that the model guys like to do, and if another model guy looks at it, they'll say, well, that did a good job. So I'm gonna maybe a little on the headers also in places. Because it is so thin, it kind of wicks, so get it on there, make them look used. Yep, so it's really thin, so when it dries, there's not much that you still see, but it's just those little attention to detail that makes the difference. This thing still has the muffler like you would have if you did it stock, but obviously it's not stock. This is a drag car, big time Oldsmobile 394. Never heard of it. Anyway, all right, just a little bit there, maybe around the manifolds here. I'll just take and put a little bit, give it just a touch of rust color, because these manifolds would be, or these headers, I suppose these are, they'd start showing a little bit of rust. So get it in there and give it some realism. All right, I'm gonna pause camera and I'm gonna get a little dry brushing done, so stand by. All right, so I'll just use some of this. It's kind of a gray acrylic craft paint. Just take a little, just a daub. And I've got this brush. It's a Beauty Accents angled brush. I got it at, the dollar store at the makeup aisle. I'm a weirdo looking guy when I go to the dollar store because I'm looking at the makeup. I don't know what those people think about me, but I'm looking, what can I use for my model? So anyway, just daub it in there. Get it on the bristles, but you don't want much at all because you will make a mess. And once you got it on there, and this may not do anything, just drag it over it. Just drag over, and it starts to pick up, starts to highlight areas. A little bit more paint. Just literally dry it off. This doesn't do a lot, so you don't expect like it to just jump out, and you have to do a little bit. If If you want more, just keep doing it over. But if you do too much, it looks terrible. Been there, done that. Just too much, it just blobs on. And this craft paint, however, if you did have that happen, you could run outside to the water hose, and if you're gentle enough, you could actually wash it back off, kind of. But I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna, like I say, just get in there, and just, the purpose is just to highlight. And see, I've already got a little too much there. Let's go down, dust it up, dirty it up, give it some realism, get some shadows, make it look like it's been driven down the racetrack a few times. And that's it. Again, these things are, they're to sit on a shelf. We're not going to be driving them. So give it a little bit everywhere you want. And it doesn't have to be gray. You can use a brown. Use whatever color you want. Just give it some life. Sometimes you see kits they're put together. There's no, I'm not, and again, I'm not perfect. And by the way, you just take this outside, rinse it out with a water hose. But you see some guys that do kits, and you know, I don't want to say anything. But it is important to do these little details that you may not. You know what? If you're not a model guy, if your friend comes over and looks and they'll say, "Oh, that's cool," but the attention to detail is just what I appreciate when I see someone build a kit. And like blackwashing these wheels, they just makes them look real. So that's what you want to do with a model kit. You want this car, this little kit here, you want it to look like it's real. You don't want it to look like a toy. I think that's the goal that we have in mind, is we want it to look real. We want to do all that we can do to make that car appear as if it's a shrunken down, a real car that's been shrunken down. And that's what I like to do. If you don't do that, you know, that's fine. But you know, that's my goal. And I don't go as far as some. I mean, some guys with the carburetors, boy, they would have fuel lines, they would have brake lines. Okay, I don't go that far. I do put plug wires on them and things like that. But yeah, attention to detail. I think that's what we should do. Make them look real. All right, let's get this thing wrapped up. All right, so I've got my decals now chosen and cut off that I'm going to use, and I think I went with this one. Not that I have any partiality to whatever the Sargis, but it's for the color. So I think this is kind of a brown, and I think that would look pretty decent. The others, the color combinations just wouldn't look right, in my personal opinion. So I have got, I'll pick you up here. I've got a bucket here, and I put hot water in it. So I'd say we're probably at 110 degrees maybe. Yeah, it's hot water out of the tap. So what we'll do is we'll stick, not, you can't see that, but first I'll take this Mark Fit, and I'll do one of these door decals first. So what do you do? I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water. So I'm going to stick this in the water. I'll go ahead and put them both in the water. Get them both soaking. Put them in the hot water. Try not to drip water on these others until I'm ready. Take this Mark Fit, and you just brush it where the decal is going to go. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see anything I'm doing. Brush it where your decal is going to go. Just like so. And then with your tweezers, go ahead and have you a few Q-tips ready so you can roll the water out of the decals. Grab this decal, see if it's loose yet. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. So take our body, and we'll pull the decal right off where we want it. Color contrast is not as good as I would like, but oh well. Get this thing where I'd like it to go. And push the water out of it. Push the wrinkles out of it best you can without moving it. This sucker's stuck like a sticker, so not much moving on this one. Generally you can move them around a lot. It's probably because I've got this future on the body, and it's not the most smooth surface, so it probably just acts like it grips on it pretty good. Alright, so that one's there. So we'll turn around, add mark fit, because I've already got the other decal in the water. Add the mark fit on here where we want to stick it. Grab it out. Hopefully it won't slide off, because they seem to be very slippery. And just like so. That's crooked as can be. You hear my frogs? It has been raining here a lot. South Georgia, we have gotten a lot of rain. And my rain frogs, or green frogs, or tree frogs, or whatever you want to call them, are out and talking. So, there we go. Got those. I think we're going to put it in fast forward, and I'll put the rest of the decals on. Stand by. Okay, here it is. This is all finished up. Didn't turn out too bad. Old kit, fitting problems. It is what it is. Yeah, it turned out okay. I chose those kind of brown Sargis Speed Source smokehouse ribs, whatever. Thought it went better. It went with the color of the car better. Got the decals. What's it say? If you can't race if you're hungry. There you go. Because the smokehouse, whatever. But no, it turned out okay. Like I say, it's a really old kit. I'd be interested. I hadn't looked on ScaleMates to see when this kit was released originally, but it's old. I'd say early mid 60s possibly. at the whatever, the Oldsmobile 394. Got it in there and got the wires on it. So pretty basic. It's not great details on the you know, the molding. So it's not one you want to look close at. That's for sure. But all in all, it turned out pretty good. I've got another one of these, and I'll probably build it. You know, I think it's you have the option to build it stock, and that's what I would do on the next one. Just build it stock. This is a confused drag car. You know, it doesn't have a hood scoop. It's got the bumpers on it. I just kind of went with whatever. Instead of deleting the bumpers like the picture there, I said, well, I'll just leave the bumpers on it. So it turned out okay. It gives you different options for the years, for the taillights. I don't know if I've got the right taillights to match I think that's the 39 grill, and I don't know if those are 40 taillights or 39, but nevertheless, got a couple coats of the floor polish on it, which gives it a good shine. And I go over the windows and everything. You know, I don't go over the flat surfaces, obviously, but I do go, you know, over all the shiny places. But anyway, under the bottom, just bare minimum details. This one will just stay flat. I won't have it on a mirror. Haha. I don't put any of mine on a mirror. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you see this kit for sale at Hobby Lobby or anywhere, get it and buy it. It will hone your skills a little bit better. Also, the back tires, they're slapped up against the axle, and they're still really, really tight up under the body. So you be aware if you put the slicks on the back, they don't fit so well. But all in all, pretty cool kit. It's going to look good on the shelf. I'll have it up there with the rest of them with the light shining on it, and it'll look good. It'll be there for my kids to throw away one day whenever I'm dead and gone. But anyway, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll have a picture or a slideshow of pictures at the end here, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate all you guys giving it the likes and the comments. Please keep watching. Please keep sharing, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.